And so you want everything tidy, everything in its right place. I'm going to be a little bit anal. And so what I've done here, and this is one of the first things that you can do with your friends and family this weekend, if you so desire, I have a scrambled outline for you. This is not required. I know you can't see this, but you just do it if you want to. If you want to learn, if you care about your education, you can do it. I'll have the answers on Monday. If you don't want to do it, if you don't care about your education, don't do it. All right. So there's like 12 sentences here. And this is a speech about Booker T. Washington. But you're supposed to take this and then put it in a proper outline form. Ooh. But you have a cheat sheet. I don't know why there's a big blank page here. Maybe it's just for you to stare and think. One thing you could do is come up with a title. It's always fun. Specific purpose and thesis, as I discussed in the previous online lecture. Here's your cheat sheet. You got these 12 random sentences, but you know you've got 2 main points. You know the first main point that you can't see right here has 2 subpoints, and subpoint A has 2 subpoints. Then you know you have another main point that has A and B 2 subpoints. Subpoint B has 2 subpoints, 1 and 2, and subpoint 2 has 2 subpoints, little a and little b. You realize, of course, from all the things that I just said, that the main points are going to be the most broad general categories. Then everything is going to fit under that stuff. And so 1 is going to be a broad category, and then you're going to have more concrete examples, evidence, and then subpoint A is going to have even more concrete, detailed evidence that you need in there. So I will let you do that to try to think about and learn and have fun with organization. And again, I'll have the answers on Monday. And this is not for bonus or anything like that, it's just for fun. Call up your neighbors. Have a party. Have an outline party. Outline block party. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk about for more family fun are introductions and conclusions. Okay. I talked about this a little bit last time, but like last night. Delicious iced tea. I like quiz shows. This is Simpsons, so this whole thing is going to be sort of like a quiz show, but not really. I have a link here to an old school Family Feud little clip. It's brilliant. These guys are not very bright. Take a look at it if you so desire. You don't have to. I don't care. Okay. Basically, the introduction of your speech, or really the introduction of your paper, one of the things that the book talks about is you should prepare after the body. So the body of the speech, obviously the meat of the speech, all the main points and the evidence and the support is the most important thing, obviously. So you might want to do that first and then do the intro after that, because some of the things in the main points might sort of help you think about what you want to do for the introduction. You want to keep it brief, you want to practice it, you want to see all the checklists. I mean, I love all these checklists in the book. So when we get to this chapter, I'm sort of skipping outlining, but you can read that because I do have that outline example. We're going to be working on outlines again on Monday. Where is it? Finishing and So the checklist, guidelines for preparing introduction on page 15, or chapter 15, page 126. I would read that, obviously. What's in the introduction, look at the checklist. But here's how I would organize this. This is what I would do. Start with grabbing the audience's attention. And there's a bunch of strategies here in the book. Review the topic or the purpose, or like the specific purpose. And I really want you to say, today I would like to talk about Barbara Jordan and her leadership. Today I would like to talk about Nelson Mandela and his role as the leader of South Africa. Today I would like to talk about Katy Perry and her role in inventing fireworks. Then motivate the audience to respond, or motivate the audience to listen to your ethos. This is your ethos. This is where you say, hey, I really care about this person, and I've done my research. So you would say something like, Barbara Jordan is somebody that I've come to really admire. I like her and I admire her because of X, Y, and Z. Over the past few days, I have been doing a great deal of reading about her, and I feel like blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to preview the points. So first, let me talk about how Barbara Jordan did this. Second, I will talk about how Barbara Jordan did this. And finally, my final point, I will talk about how Barbara Jordan did that. So that's sort of how I want you to do the introduction. Conclusion, sort of the same stuff, just backwards. You can see the checklist on page 131. There's lots of different things that you can do. Here's some things that I would do so far as the order. Again, I know you can't see this, you have to see this, but signal the end of the speech and then have a review. So today, first I talked about how Barbara Jordan did this. Second, I talked about how Barbara Jordan did this. Third, blah, blah, blah. Reiterate the topic and the purpose. Again, I think Barbara Jordan is an excellent, effective communicator and leader because of blah, blah, blah. Challenge the audience to respond. I think, even if you don't agree with Barbara Jordan's political ideology, we can all learn from her leadership abilities, and we all can try to bring people together. We all can try to whatever. Then make the speech memorable with ending with a bang. Let me end with a quote by Ann Richards, who said this about Barbara Jordan during Barbara Jordan's funeral. Blah, 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 blah. End with a bang. Done. Okay. Grab our attention. Here's some things that you can do. I'll let you read it, but it's talking about use a quote, tell a story, pose questions, rhetorical questions, relate unusual or startling info. Start a story. Yeah. Use humor. It depends on the situation. Refer to the audience. Refer to the occasion. I'll let you read all that type of stuff. But here are some things that you could do. This is fun for the entire family. One of the things I would do, if I were you, this weekend, is play. Get your friends together and your family together and come up with random topics for speeches. The zoo. Monkeys. I'm looking around. Presidents. Here's a leader for you. It's my George Washington finger puppet. So what I use. This is my teaching assistant during presidential rhetoric. Hello.
Hello. My name is George Washington. Hello.
The world. He's got the whole world in his hands. I don't know. Sports. Okay. So come up with random topics. And then have like a family feud. Bring people together, like the whole family feud thing, and say, okay, we have a speech topic on George Washington. We're going to give a speech on George Washington, and you have to grab the audience's attention by using a quote. You've got 30 seconds to come up with something, and then share. and then you can find out who the winner is. And then you can go through lots of different things and play with the strategies. And at the end, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. Okay. That's something that you can do over the weekend. In show there. The final thing that I want to say, hey Finn, come here. Finnegan, come here. Come here. I forgot that you were going to be part of the lecture. You're going to have something on Mr. Bill. Come here. Come here. I know something. Here's one of his toys. You have to give a speech, Mr. Bill. Hey, Finn. Hello, I like you. Will you be my friend? Oh no. Are you gonna get Mr. Bill? Are you gonna get Mr. Bill? Are you gonna get Mr. Bill? He has to give a speech. Are you gonna make him say, oh no? Oh, come on, Finn. You got him in the head. Uh-oh, you got him in the head. Get him. Get Mr. Bill. Okay. There's one final thing I would like to talk about in this professional online lecture. And that is a little bit about language. So, we're going to talk about alliteration and figures of speech and everything like that a little bit later. But some of the things that I think are particularly important when it comes to chapter 16, I don't even have a PowerPoint for this, but using language, and this is part of rhetorical style, so we're covering yet another canon. Prepare your speeches for the ear. This is one of the reasons that this is different, that language for a speech is different from language for a paper. Prepare your speech for the ear. The ear. This thing right here. I hear ya. Strive for simplicity. Use fewer rather than more words, shorter rather than longer sentences. Translate jargon. I hate jargon. Don't use jargon. Make frequent use of repetition. Repetition is important. In papers, people might say you're just being redundant. In speeches, that's strategic. Use personal pronouns. Choose concrete and vivid. Well, that's moving into figures of speech. But I would be happy if you just strive for simplicity, use repetition strategically, experiment with phrases and sentence fragments. See, in paper, sentence fragment is no, no, no. In a speech, sentence fragment is cool, cool, cool. And then use personal pronouns. That's enough. Okay. Enjoy your weekend. Work hard. Let me know if you need anything at all. Take care.